Hello and welcome to heliosblog. My name is Helios here for another reaction video. Today, just pure entertainment, guys. Jon Zherka is debating Michael Sartain about flat Earth. Let's get into it.
The reason she's alone is because she's difficult.
Women are not accepting the bare minimum.
Women fuck men they respect.
All the women who say things like, I'm strong, independent, I don't need no man, like, y'all impress me.
Women just gaslight each other and say what they want to hear.
Now, I'm of the personal opinion that the Earth is not flat; it's a donut with nothing on the inside. Obviously, I'm joking. Let's see.
More probably. Yeah, this has been a long time in the making. You hit me up about 2 months ago and saying that you wanted to do this with Jon. Jon, let me just establish a few things here first. You are a proponent of the flat Earth theories, correct?
By the way, let me preface this because you guys can see the video quality is garbage. Apparently, this is a deleted debate. Apparently, this has never been released. So, yeah.
Yes, but I'd say firmament because flat Earth implies flat Earth society, which it's the disk flying through space. None of that garbage.
So it's interesting because a lot of the things where I went and looked at the stuff you were saying and then asked a bunch of flat earthers about it, and they had some things to say.
Going to take the counter position.
Yes.
In all of this.
I mean, it's standard physics position.
As civil a debate and as rational a debate. Of course, I wouldn't be a participant of this if it were anything else.
Yeah.
But so here's the thing that gets me before we start here.
Okay,
So
go ahead.
We're on a year 4. Okay, just so we're how to establish things. This is a big deal on YouTube.
Yes.
Okay. You sent me a bunch of links. I've looked at the stuff that you've talked about. I think you had a debate with Destiny about this at one point.
My first 40,000 followers I gained was beating Destiny in a flat Earth debate because he's the smartest guy on the internet. And I even said, I'll handicap myself. I'll choose a topic like flat Earth. But it was bait. It was bait because that's not handicap. That's the only thing I ever studied. But it's interesting to me because nobody understands hollow Earth, triangle Earth. None of those are popular. The most searched topic in YouTube history is flat Earth.
Yeah.
Because above and beyond like the moon landing.
Way above.
Yeah, it's a lot more. Yeah.
It's number one in digital history.
But the reason why isn't because everyone thinks the Earth is flat. A lot of people are still confused how other people still think the Earth is flat.
Hold on. Okay, so here's the way I'm approaching this, and so I've seen other debates, and they're kind of half-assed, and they're not and have no production value. There's no real debate. There's no real talk about it. So the way I would like to run this is I'm just pretend I'm aware of what's going on, but pretend that I'm sort of the noob here, sort of the in-between. I'm moderating this, and I'm confused. And the reason why I'm confused is because this is a topic that I'm quite honestly, I think should have been settled like way back when Copernicus or Galileo was around.
Galileo.
Yeah.
I got
Still flat. Obviously, I'm kidding, guys.
an answer for that.
You just.
By the way, these are two different things. Geocentrism and flat Earth are two different things.
Well, we're going to explain all that to you guys here because I have yet to see a comprehensive video. It's usually just this back and forth.
Yeah.
Right? I've yet to see a comprehensive video where we actually talk about like what's going on here. Because to me, it's like I can't even believe this is a topic, much less the most popular topic.
Actually,
Hilarious. All right. Okay. Before we start, shitting time. Hit the like, hit the sub, hit all the notifications. Drop me a donation like Hunter M, Adrian and Tom M. Just click the link in the video description. Buy my books at bit.ly/heliosbooks. Shout out to the Curry Kid being the most recent to buy The Strategist Guide to Seduction. I really do appreciate it. Guys, if you're listening on the podcast, I've put a new subscriber link. So just click on the link in the description of the podcast and it's there. And of course, share this video. All right. Shitting is done. Let's do it.
I have a view on that he's going to agree with. I have a debate I did for 3.5 hours with flat earthers, and if you search my name and flat earth, it doesn't even pull up.
Yeah.
Like it's one of these things where if it is an accredited source, the flat earth stuff pops up. If it is not, like your thing with Witsit, couldn't find it anywhere. It was literally Flat Earth Dave.
How did you find it?
Dave Weiss, Flat Earth Dave sent it to me. Could not find it anywhere. I knew that you had done another debate. Mine.
We humiliated those globetrotters, yes?
I got to be honest with you, you did. Like, because they weren't prepared. because some of the things.
But it's just so obvious it's round. How you don't have to prepare. It's so obvious.
So this is great. Hold on, roll. Yeah.
Get started here, because we'll do pro con. Time, I'm going to moderate the time. Really going to moderate the time this time. But I want to say that the reason why we're doing this is because we want to actually just settle the debate, but like also to have a comprehensive, like a real down to earth talk about this, rather than just this back and forth, which is just like red meat. I want to actually say why is there even this? Why is this even a topic at this point? So before we get started, introduce yourself.
I'm Michael Sartain. I am a former U.S. Air Force officer. I flew special ops for 5 years.
Now, before we, one last thing. What is it about the flat Earth theory? I presume I'm using the right terminology. Yeah, flat Earth theory. What is it about the flat Earth theory that made sense to you enough for you to get behind it and put your sort of like the belief system or you said by science, whatever. What is it that was convincing about that argument so the point where you're going to be a proponent of flat Earth?
Yeah, so I was watching the Eddie Bravo, Joe Rogan thing during the Trump 2016. I forgot what it was, but I think it was after. But no, it was actually during Hillary versus Trump, and I was
it's that far back. Yeah, I remember this.
It goes further back, but that's when it hit the mainstream. And then it turns out it was a dark web leak of Trump administration putting fear into the public to not trust the establishment. Because if the Earth is flat, what else are they lying to us about?
Yeah.
So they won't choose Hillary. And then the Trump administration kind of like never spoke about it again. Not that they spoke about it publicly, but all these dark web places that I go to were talking about this being, it was with the Hillary Clinton email leaks, which you don't know about the Moloch, right? The Moloch leaks.
This is 2016, so this is 4chan that you're seeing a lot of this.
Pizzagate time.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. So there was a Clinton email saying I have to sacrifice a chicken, which is code, FBI code for...
The dark web that convinced you that flat Earth is a valid...
No, it was the... Eric Dubay, when he was mentioned on Eddie Bravo's, because I'm like, what, do Amish people believe in flat Earth? But the first thing I saw, I'm not a moonlander. Everyone knows it's fake. Richard Nixon speaking to astronauts on a landline telephone.
He got patched into Houston, and
you believe in the moon? Oh, this is going to be humiliating for you.
Today?
Apparently the moon landing is fake too. What is this? Okay.
Today?
Oh, you are getting humiliated. We can say that.
Today is what we're doing. No NASA. And nothing to do with space.
Whoa.
Still going to prove this Earth is round.
To answer Romo's question, you said no NASA?
Yeah.
NASA's the reason I became a flat earther, because this is the first time they try to bury it online, but these have 100 million views, these clips. Have you seen the NASA astronauts caught on chroma key, green screen, blue screen, and harnesses? You've seen the harnesses, haven't you?
One of them was a hoax. They actually had a girl who was doing a hoax, like literally on a green screen, and they tried to say it was an astronaut. It was not an astronaut. One of them, it wasn't a green screen. They were using a codex, and they just cut it off, and it keeps. So if you know anything about video codecs,
okay, interesting.
Yeah. Okay, so we're gonna start now, but before everybody understands, I got my stopwatch here on the.
I don't even know if we'll need that. We'll just leave this some dots. Okay.
Now, Rolo.
So first we're gonna start with this how we form.
Yeah.
This. So I want to start with John.
Okay.
John, you got 5 minutes to make your case and tell us why the disk theory is not this theory. Tell us what it is that you believe in and why you think it's about.
Okay.
And go.
First, I'm known for I destroyed engineers, physicists, and NASA employee, even a guy who was almost going to be telemetry for NASA, unless he's lying, but he had some credentials. I've debated hundreds of people, wiped the floor with them. I actually thought you were going to be my hardest opponent because you are Air Force and you've done these debates and you know what I'm bringing.
Yep.
But you just said you're a moonlander. So now I'm confident because now I know how far the delusion goes. But when I saw, he will never admit, there's a clip on the movie Level, very viral movie from ericdubay.com, of George Bush Sr. being wheeled out in a wheelchair in NASA, and in the background, when you zoom in and they cut it up, it's the same astronaut watching water congeal to a ball, but he's on a chroma key playing with a fake ball, proving water doesn't turn into a ball. They're not in the ISS, and there's harnesses pulled.
Oh, come on.
Wires caught, and one wasn't even invisible. One was a real harness. You've seen those.
Okay. I can disprove that. Okay. So, if you've heard of the Vomit Comet, which is a plane that just flies in loop-de-loops, basically in a U shape, when the plane is going down, right? When the plane is going down, what happens is gravity is canceled out, right? Okay. So, the real reason why water forms puddles, right, is because of the normal force. So gravity pushes water towards the earth, and the normal force pushes the water upwards, spreading the water flat. But when the plane is going down like that, there's no normal force to spread the water out flat, and that's why it congeals into a ball. That's so... again, the International Space Station is basically in permanent free fall, like those planes are, but it's in free fall at a specific orbit around the Earth, right? It's at exactly the orbit where it doesn't fly away from the Earth and it doesn't fall into the Earth. It's exactly orbiting there. And when in a state of permanent free fall like that, in that state, that normal force isn't being exerted, basically. Now, you guys can explain it better in the comments. I'm sure some of you are actual physicists that can explain it a little bit better. But that's basically the idea. Also, it has something to do with the constant direction change as you're orbiting the Earth, because acceleration requires a direction which is constantly changing. Okay. Anyway, let's continue here.
Yes or no?
No, I've not seen that.
No, check this out. When I drop these clips on Twitter after the debate, it's going to be a before and after.
Let's do it.
And so
let's do it. Yeah, for sure. But there's other ways to make me a believer, and I'm going to go over what those are as well. For the rest of this debate, I'm not going to bring up NASA at all.
Okay.
Because I know what you guys do. You just say it's fake, and then that's it. And so we're not going to. It's completely unproductive to even talk about this. I'm not going to bring up Mars. I'm not going to bring up NASA.
What, Mars rover?
I'm not going to.
Are any of those photos real to you?
I'm not going to bring up that because there's too many things.
Because it's all fake news.
There's too many things you have to answer for that you're not going to be able.
So hold on. Everything we learned in elementary school, Mars, Jupiter, all your pagan gods are fake news, and you know what?
No, that's what? Jupiter was discovered oh man, I don't even remember. More than 600 years ago? Something along those lines, with old school telescopes. You can see Jupiter in the night sky. It's very big. You can even see Venus in the night sky. And it shines differently from stars because it's reflecting the light of the sun. It's not emitting its own light. Yeah, I don't understand what's happening here.
I want to bring up the fake news.
Here's the thing. So
that's brilliant.
Here's the thing. You're Jon Zherka, dude. You're way funnier than me. You are way.
I'm funnier than Dave Chappelle.
You are way more charismatic. Would you admit he's way more charismatic than me?
It's the coat.
Dude, you're better looking than me. You all this stuff. No homo. Ready?
No, you have better hair. I'm losing my hair from the amphetamine.
No matter what happens, if somebody is objectively right and they have a debate with you, you talk really loud, you say a bunch of stuff.
Mike,
crazy,
you're deleting space. This is so unfair. You're deleting 80% of the topic.
That's why the sun is fake. Bro, listen. What I want to do, I love how you do this, and I do, but I'm going to ask you some questions, and then we're going to see if you can answer some of these questions.
I'll stay here for 5 hours. I'll stay here for 5 hours if you tell me why you're deleting 80% of the topic. Outer space. Rolo, is that fair? No. He's deleting the whole outer space topic.
Okay, the reason... Look, we can already disprove that the Earth is flat by a very simple experiment, okay? You just need to stand on a lighthouse and watch the boats. Eventually, the boats disappear over the horizon. They're not falling off the Earth, so what's happening? Obviously, the Earth is round, like a sphere, and the boats have gotten to the point on the sphere where they start to curve around it. So the light that bounces from the sun off of the boat and into our eyes is no longer being reflected because the sunlight is missing it, because the Earth is curved. So it's already done.
Oh, stop. I'll talk to you about NASA, but I want to prove the Earth is round before we get to anything to do with NASA.
So, you wanted me to explain what my model is, right?
Yeah.
No, what is your model? Is it a disc? Is it what? Like a way to live? Like, okay, pretend I know nothing. Is it a disc?
Sure.
What keeps us forward?
Okay, so gravity. How did they explain gravity before? Is my timer starting over?
Yeah.
How did they explain gravity before this? I mean, how did they explain why things rise and fall?
Kippy in 1689.
Yeah, how did they explain it before the math model of gravity, which makes no sense, right? Is if this water bottle falls, it's denser than the medium surrounding it, air.
No, that's not it.
And if it rises, it's like are you telling me helium is a magical element? A Pikachu balloon is beating gravity that's holding skyscrapers to the ground?
Not only helium.
Yes. Many things are.
But hydrogen.
Okay, so those are the only two magical
and your boy who ran.
It's more buoyant.
Time out. Your boy who ran Germany back in 1939, he filled the balloon full of hydrogen. Not only will helium do it, hydrogen will do it.
You're making my point for me.
No.
You're saying there's two magical elements.
Because there's a periodic table, and on the periodic table, which of those gases have a lower atomic number than oxygen? Helium and hydrogen.
But why are they rising?
Look on because
they're less dense than the air surrounding it.
Yes, because
What? Air is made up of many different molecules. So I don't even know what's being argued here. So like, for example, the biggest thing in our atmosphere is nitrogen gas, N2. N2 is going to be heavier than H2, hydrogen gas. Or helium gas. I don't understand what's being said here. And by lighter I mean less dense. And we know that things that are less dense float on things that are more dense. Now, they actually have done. So, here is what's weird. Okay. Gravity's effect is proportional to distance. So the further away you are from something, the less gravity can pull you in. So that's why it floats away. But again, the reason why, for example, the ozone layer doesn't fly away is because of chemical bonds, right? There are electrostatic interactions and so on. It's basically like a bubble of water, right? That's held together by hydrogen bonds. Well, the ozone layer is held together by similar electrostatic interactions. It's just a bigger bubble. I don't know what's even being argued here.
Each one, because they have a lower atomic mass in them. Yes, you're correct. That's right.
Jon Zherka, do we live on a disc or do we not live on a disc?
No,
we do live on a disc.
No. It's not a disc flying through space assumes that space is real. Every single picture on Google of space is computer generated. That's why he's afraid to talk.
No.
Mike,
my Lord. Disaster. Yes, space isn't real. All right. So how do you explain the stars in the sky shifting as time passes and as the months pass? What's happening is we're in a galaxy. Galaxies contain stars that orbit around the central mass. The Earth orbits around a star. So as the Earth is going around in a circle, what the people on the ground see is a set of stars that changes as the Earth is spinning. I don't understand what's happening here.
You're afraid to talk
We're going to talk about it. I just want to prove that the Earth is round before we get to that.
Before anything,
Yeah.
do you believe that the composites NASA uses?
Here we go. See,
he's running. He's running.
100%.
Picture of Mars is
100%. I'm going to talk about this.
Okay, not space.
No.
The blue marble. You got to run from the blue marble.
100% I will talk about this after I prove the Earth is round.
Okay.
After we do that, then we'll get to those.
Someone remind me. You have to say you believe in the blue marble at the end of it.
100%. We'll talk about that at the end. But what I'm not going to do is what every time, because
What do you mean the blue marble? Okay, whatever.
I've watched hundreds of flat Earth debates, and this is what they always do. prove to us that you can do it without NASA. So I'm going to take you up on the challenge. I'm going to prove to you without NASA. We're going to do things that have nothing to do with NASA, and we're going to describe that, and you're not going to be able to explain it. And then at the end, I'm going to give you a proof so that you can prove that the Earth is flat, and then you can take me up on that. And then if you want to talk about NASA, we can do it afterwards. But
didn't they already do it with like that hanging weight in like there's a I forgot who it was that did the experiment. Basically, they hung a big weight off of the ceiling, and over time, because the Earth was spinning, right? Eventually, the weight hit something in the room or something like that. I don't remember exactly. You guys can tell me in the comments. I don't remember exactly what the experiment was, but something like this.
I'm not getting caught in this trap that I see every single time.
Oh, they saved the trap for the end.
There we go. You say the trap for the end. So here's a couple things.
Yeah, so no, it's not a Discworld. The Earth would be the basement of the universe. Space is fake. When you think of space...
Oh, my God.
Where does the disc float?
Tesla said Earth is not a sphere, it's a realm.
So
Einstein said, hold on, Einstein said the Earth is an observable, motionless...
Einstein never said that. Einstein
What?
said that, but by all observable means... Or we'll read the quote later. Go ahead.
Okay, all right. And when you look at star trails...
You want to know where I am? Zherka, tell me where I am.
Look at star trails. Polaris, the North Star, has not deviated an inch off the sky for thousands of years.
But it did.
It has deviated. No, it has.
Deviate before thousands of years.
But star trails never intersect. They all go one way. Why?
What? There's a reason why for that as well. Why they go in one direction. They all go in one direction. Away. Why is that? Because everything is moving away from everything else. We already know that.
If the stars...
And that's because of the Big Bang. What?
There's the Big Dipper. You're not in an acentric, heliocentric model flying through space because it's been the same for thousands of years.
But no, it hasn't. They are shifting constantly. They're just shifting so little because of how relativity works that it appears as though they've shifted, as though they haven't. But they have. And in fact, they have shifted... what's it called? They have red shifted. So what that means is now they appear further than they used to appear. That was demonstrated by Edwin Hubble. What is he saying?
They want to go with their fake, time is relative. Like these stars are just so far away. And what you're telling me, you're taking pictures of the cosmos changing.
You don't have to do that. You can actually look at the moons of Jupiter and see them changing. You don't have to worry about
the
that.
CGI of Jupiter.
Again.
Oh my Lord.
But if I go and I look, I can take $100 telescope right now. Anybody stop this video, and you can look up millions of videos of people, nothing to do with NASA. You don't need the Arecibo telescope. You don't need the James Webb telescope. You don't need the Hubble telescope.
What about the Lucifer telescope in the Vatican?
You don't need any of those telescopes. You can go to the front of Griffith Observatory in Los Angeles, and you can look at one of those cheap telescopes, and you can clearly see Ganymede, Io, Callisto, and Europa, the 4 major moons of Jupiter.
Really? Are you sure they're not just luminaries in the fucking sky?
Not only can you see them, you can see the red swirling storm around Jupiter, and you can...
You're saying you can see lights in the sky, and you know what they are. That's what you're saying.
Because they go behind each other.
Yeah. I don't even understand what's being argued here. Okay. Yes. From far away, they appear to be lights in the sky. Yes. But why are they even lights in the sky in the first place? Well, because the sun is shining its light, the light of the sun is bouncing off of them and into our eyes. Because planets don't generate light, so you wouldn't be able to see them unless the sun was blasting light constantly. Now, why can you constantly see them? Well, you can constantly see them because the Earth is not in the center. It's because the sun is in the center. Because we see by light bouncing off of things. So what is he even talking about?
That's the reason why you can see.
So you're convinced the light in the sky is a moon.
And when you see the...
I mean, moon is just a name, right? What is a moon? A moon is something that orbits something else, right? So the gravity of Jupiter, and basically Jupiter is a mini star, right? It's like a huge clump of like gas and dust that coalesce because of gravity into a sphere. Like, I don't even understand what's being argued here. This guy doesn't have any scientific understanding at all. So, like, basically every point I can disprove from from base principles. So I don't know what he's even arguing. He's just saying it's all CGI. That's not an argument. I mean, sure, the universe is a hologram. Cool. But how does that hologram work? That's what we're actually discussing.
And you can see them in different positions, meaning it takes 12 years for Jupiter, or whatever you believe Jupiter is, to go around the sun, and it takes 365 days for the Earth to do it.
Isn't Jupiter the pagan storm god? Like, you believe there's a storm?
Yeah, I mean, wait, what? Jupiter was the name for Zeus, effectively, right? And the reason why they named the planet Jupiter for him is because it's the biggest planet. So, and Jupiter, also known as Zeus, was the leader of the gods. So it makes sense.
Thor when Jupiter.
Here we go.
Then repackage that
what is
pagan
this?
for you and you buy it.
Thor is it?
And remember, heliocentrism from Helios. This is Apollo solar worship. This is sun worship. This is
what is this garbage?
the fairy.
Yeah, right. But you're gonna win the debate with the
and where did heliocentrism?
So this guy's just like shifted. He's just dancing around, not answering any questions, and just saying it's all a hoax. He's not winning any arguments here.
Where did heliocentrism come from?
Bro,
the Vatican.
Stop. You're the one who's running that.
What? No. In fact, the church tried to shut down the idea of heliocentrism. Before, the idea was that the Earth was the center of the universe, right? And that was disproven by, who is it, Galileo or Copernicus, whatever. Yeah, he can't debate at all. Like, I don't... Literally, he's just dancing around and deflecting. What is this? Like, what is he actually arguing? He hasn't argued a single thing yet. Oh, space is a hoax. It's all CGI. Yeah, most of the images online are CGI. Why? Because it's expensive. It's expensive to get a real picture. But, I mean, the picture taken by the Hubble Deep Field is not a hoax. That's the actual picture. I don't know what he's... Like, what? Okay. Alright. We're going to end the video there. Hit the like, hit the sub, hit all for notifications, drop me a donation like Hunter M, Adrian and Tom M. Buy my books at bit.ly/heliosbooks. Shoutouts to Curry Kid for being the most recent to buy a Strategist Guide to Seduction. I really do appreciate it. Share this video. And of course, go to my Patreon and subscribe, patreon.com/theheliosblog. Thank you for listening to this video, especially if you listen to the end. I really do appreciate it. Take care of yourselves, and I'll see you next time.